Hi friends, I welcome you all at RBI Grade B. As you know that we are covering government schemes for upcoming RBI or NABARD exam, and we are going to cover some important scheme from this Ministry of Tribal Affairs, and this is lecture 1, and we will try to cover all the scheme of this ministry in 2 lectures. Our first scheme for today is Pradhan Mantri Dhan Yojana. It's a very important scheme. It was launched on 14th of April 2018. Its main aim was to give livelihood generation for tribals by harnessing the wealth of forest. Friends, you all know that this Dhan Yojana scheme is a component of the mechanism for marketing of minor forest produce through minimum support price. So the main aim of this scheme is it will create livelihood generation for the tribal peoples. We know that the tribal peoples live in a forest area, and most of the people which belong to this category live in those backward regions that they are totally depends upon this forest produce, and after selling this forest produce they are able to get some money for their livelihood. It was implemented by the TRIFED. It is a very important word. You will hear this word TRIFED in upcoming slides, in upcoming lecture of this government scheme. So this TRIFED that is known as the Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India. It was launched by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs in 1987. This has 2 significant functions. The first is retail marketing of the tribal product or development of the minor forest produce. Its main objective is to promotion and encouraging social economic development of the tribal community by improving and developing the market of the tribal commodities. It will act as a medium of facilitator that helps to the tribal sell their products, and some of the tribal products include tribal arts, textile, metal craft, tribal painting, pottery, etc. These products and their sales contribute to the major part of their income. So the main aim of this Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India was to full and fledged development of this tribal community. How? For example, if these communities producing a craft, any article, any produce, so this organization will help in development of this product, and they will try to give some value addition to this product so they can be sold in market easily with handsome amount. It means they are helping, since value addition of this product to their marketing, their storage, their transportation, etc. etc. work is done by this Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India. Now, coverage. Initially, or when it was launched, it will cover 27 states excluding Haryana and Punjab. Why? Because these 2 states have no any scheduled tribe notified. In these 27 states, they have identified these 307 districts with majority of tribal population. Under this, they are including these 39 aspirational tribal districts and giving these districts major or more priority. Since its launch, they will develop this One Dhan Vikas Kendra over 2 years of time. Now, I will explain you this calculation in my upcoming slide. In this slide, you can remember this point that it is helping 18 lakhs of tribal family. How I will explain you my upcoming slide. And it is also helping 90 lakh tribal individual, assuming tribal family size of 5 members. Now, in this whole scheme, they are developing these Kendras, and these Kendras would act as a common facility center for procurement cum value addition to locally available minor forest produce. Out of the total 301 Dhan Kendras to be set up in the first year, and about 100, that is 70% of the total Kendras which government wants to develop through this scheme are to be covered under this Ajivika mission, and the rest will be mobilized through this scheme, that is remaining is 900. So how they will develop these Kendras, you will see in this figure. First, they will identify the location of this minor forest produce in this 307 district which I have told you earlier. Then they will identify the tribal gatherings. Then they will find annual minor forest produce gathering plan, and last they will finalize the size. If you want to understand the whole process, if any tribal community is collecting honey from the forest, then first they will find the location of this honey. Then they will find that how much tribal peoples which is collecting honey are gathering at this location. Then they will make the annual plan for this minor forest produce, which is honey, which I am telling you. And after, they will add some value addition to this honey and give some marketing branding to this product to sell this product in the market. So this is a whole plan. Now we will understand that how this 80 lakh or 90 lakh tribal individual and 80 lakh tribal families are benefiting. So okay, before moving ahead, I have taken some word, that is Ajivika mission, in this slide, that out of 301 Dhan Kendras, 70% of these Kendras, that is 2100, are to be covered from this Ajivika mission. So I think you have heard or you have learned about this Ajivika mission. It is also known as the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, or after renaming this in November 2015, it is known as the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. And what is the objective of this mission? This mission is to organizing the rural poor women into self-help groups and continuously nurturing and supporting them to take economic activity so they come out of abject poverty. What is our plan in this One Dhan Yojana? In One Dhan Yojana, we are also creating some self-help group, and in this Ajivika mission, we are also creating some self-help group. So why we cannot merge these two schemes, or why we cannot use some plan, some platform, some base of this Ajivika mission by this One Dhan Yojana? So what the government is doing? He is doing this One Dhan Kendras to be developed with the help of this Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Rural Livelihood Mission, which is known as the Ajivika. Now, what is the criteria for qualification of Ajivika self-help group for One Dhan Vikas Kendras? Friends, One Dhan Kendra and One Dhan Vikas Kendra, this is a small concept, this is a small catch which I will tell you in my upcoming slide. Before moving ahead, you should know that what is the criteria for qualification of this Ajivika self-help groups. Ajivika means this 70% self-help group which is going to be developed with the help of this Ajivika or DNRLM. So if any person, any group wants to take the benefit of this One Dhan Vikas Kendra, then this self-help group should comprises of minor forest produce gatherers. This self-help group should have a minimum of 50% tribal members. This self-help group should be present in the catchment area of the MFC. For example, if any tribal peoples are living in any forest area, then this self-help group should be located at this location if we want to take benefit of this Ajivika. Right? Now, this is the very important point you can take from here is that I think it will clear your concept regarding this scheme. At a very broad level, at a very core level, we can say that there is a Dhan Vikas Kendra and government is going to develop 3000 Kendra per year, and in 2 years it will develop 6000 Kendra. Then this Dhan Kendra will be comprises of Dhan self-help group, and this self-help group will be 15 in number. It means 15 Dhan self-help group will make a Dhan Vikas Kendra. Okay. Now this Dhan self-help group will comprises of 20 members, will constitute a self-help group or 300 per Kendra. How? This Dhan self-help group have this is total 15 in number and it will create Dhan Vikas Kendra. But in a single Dhan self-help group, 20 member can be stay maximum. Right? Now, this total cost of this for developing this Dhan Kendra is 15 lakh. So it means if a Dhan self-help group has 15 self-help group, so one self-help group will get 1 lakh of rupees from the government. That means at this level. But government will give you 1 lakh only if each self-help group will contribute itself 20,000 to 50,000. So I think it is a very clear picture. At a single Vikas Dhan Kendra, you have how much member? 15 into 20. That is 300 members will create a Dhan Vikas Kendra. And how much government is going to develop in 2 years? Government is going to develop 6,000. It means if you will multiply it with 300, you are going to get 18 lakhs. 18 lakhs member. And in this scheme, one member is going to be taken from a single family. And if we consider that there is a family of 5 members and 1 member is going to join this one self-help group, so you will find that it is directly or indirectly helping 90 lakhs of people with this scheme. So this is the total figure. Now at least 50% beneficiaries of this self-help group shall be the tribal, and the self-help group shall be led by the tribal member. This is the criteria. If we consider that this one self-help group has 20 members, then 10 members should be from tribal peoples, and this group or self-help group should be led by any tribal people. So this is the whole structure of this scheme. Now our next scheme is minimum support price for it is a minor forest produce. Friends, as you know that in our country there are 300 million tribal peoples are living, and there are 300 plant species. So if we see that these 300 million tribal peoples are based upon the produce by this 300 plant species, so you can say that it is a big number that they are depends upon these 300 plant species. So if you will not do anything for the peoples like this, then you are not giving their rights, you are not doing anything for their livelihood, for their life support. So by keeping in mind this government has, and we can say that forest form an integrate element of the social and cultural life of the tribal, and it is estimated that in India this amount 300 million tribals and other local people depend on the forest for the subsistence and livelihood. So India has an estimated of 300 plants. So if you will not give any support, then the majority of the tribal lives in the forest area, depends to large extent for their livelihood income generation on this minor produce. So by keeping in mind, government has launched this scheme, and it is approved by the cabinet in 1st of August 2013. Initially in 2013 and 14, it was launched for the Schedule 5 area only, and it was expanded to India in 2016. Why this they have chosen this Schedule Area 5? Actually, this administration and control of this schedule area and schedule type area are addressed in 5th schedule of Article 241, and this is directly related to this area. And under this Schedule 5, according to this Article 244 Clause 1, there are 10, it says, like Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan and Telangana. So in this area you will find that the tribal populations are living in a very large number. So why they have selected, and what is the criteria to select these area as a schedule area? These are the criteria. The first one is the preponderance of tribal population, compactness and reasonable size of the area, underdeveloped nature of the area, and the marked disparity in the economic and standard of the people. So these are the 4 criteria. This scheme is also implemented by this TriFed, and it is also the monitoring agency for this. Friends, we know that we are giving some minority forest produce to this tribal people, but who empowers the tribal? Actually, on what basis you are giving some power to these tribal people for producing this minor forest produce? So there are the 2 acts, remember these acts. This is the Panchayat Extension and Schedule Area Act 1996 and the Scheduled Tribe and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act, or Recognition of Forest Act, or in short it is also known as the Forest Act 2006. So these are the 2 acts which empower the tribal people for this minor forest produce, right? And now the revolving fund. This revolving fund, it will be operated at state level for upfront payment for procuring minor forest produce for initial 2 years in 75 to 25 basis. Now, what is the criteria, or how much this minimum support price can be fixed for this minor forest produce? So friends, it is fixed by a cell that is constituted by the government under this TriFed, and this is known as the pricing cell, and this pricing cell fix the MSP for this minor forest produce, and they fix this minor forest MSP for this MFP on the basis of cost collection, cost of cleaning and primary processing, packaging and transportation cost for each state. And there is a flexibility given to the state that they can fix 10% higher or lower MSP whatever the central has decided. For example, central has decided 100 rupees MSP for a certain product, so they can vary from 90 rupees to 100 rupees. So this is the flexibility given to the state for fixing this MSP. Now, I have already told you this price determination is done by this pricing cell on the basis of cost collection, cost of cleaning, primary processing, packaging and transportation cost of each state. Now, how they are procure and establish this minor forest produce? So there are some state agency or agencies, they will undertake procurement from this MFP under the scheme, and they are using technology for this scheme. For example, they have developed an advanced information and communication technology based scheme, and it shall be established for speedy collection and dissemination of market information. So at one end they are giving some information regarding the market, and with the help of this information and communication technology based MFP net, they are also speedy collecting the minor forest produce. Now, our next scheme is scheme of grant in aid to voluntary organization working for the welfare of the scheduled tribe. So go by the statement, go by the line which is defined under this scheme. This scheme is launched in 1st April 2018, and main aim of this scheme is to enhance the reach of the welfare scheme of government and fill the gaps in services deficient tribals in the sector such as education, health, drinking water, agro-horticulture, productivity, social security. For example, if government has launched any helpline 1092 or 112, and if government has launched any education scheme, so how this scheme will benefit or reach each and every corner of the area which is habitated by the tribal people, then this scheme is help in this area. Any scheme, anything related to this education, health, drinking water, agro-horticulture, productivity, social structure, it will be reached to the each and every corner, to the each individual of this tribal people, and it will be ensured by, or it will be helped by any voluntary organization. So government is helping these type of voluntary organization which is working for objective of this scheme. Now the government is giving two types of assistance. The one is schedule area and other schedule area. For schedule area, government is giving 100% central grant, or for the other than schedule area, government is giving 90% and expecting 10% from this voluntary organization. And these grants are given according to the rule defined, that is rule number 209 of General Financial Rule 2005, and it will be amended from time to time. So this is a very small scheme. Now the next scheme is this is the scheme of strengthening education among scheduled tribe girls in low literacy districts. So go by the line. It was also launched in 2018, and the main aim of this scheme is to bridge the gap, and it will enhance the literacy level between the general female population in tribal women. What this scheme will do, it will help through facilitation of 100% enrollment of tribal girls in the identified district blocks, particularly Naxal affected areas and in areas inhabited by the primitive tribal groups, and it will reduce the dropouts at elementary level by creating required ambience of education. So the main aim of this scheme to improve the literacy level of the tribal women, tribal girl by ensuring 100% enrollment and reducing the dropout at elementary level. This scheme will cover the 54 identified districts where ST population is 25% and more, and ST female literacy rate is below 35% or its fraction. It will also cover the below areas below a block level, that is at Gram Panchayat level, where it is inhabited by the notified primitive tribal groups. So this is the criteria or coverage for this scheme. Now this scheme is implemented by the voluntary organization, non-governmental organization, autonomous society, institution of state government, union territory administration. Anyone can take responsibility for the implementation of this scheme. The fund is given. The ministry would support any innovative intervention by any organization, including district education support agency in this low literacy area, to promote scheduled tribe female literacy, and they are giving maximum 1% of the annual budget for this scheme for this ministry can be spent for this purpose, right? Now, and purpose means innovative intervention. Now the scheme will be continue as a 100% central sector gender specific scheme, and the total budget allocated for this scheme, the 2% shall be utilized in the ministry for management and monitoring of the scheme. So 1% for innovation, 2% for management and monitoring scheme. So this is the fund. Now, in this scheme, a stipend is given by the government. The government is giving cash stipend rupees 100 per month for primary level girls, 200 per month for middle and secondary level girl for coaching and special tuitions. They are also giving cash incentives 100 per month at primary level. It means up to class 5, 200 for per month at middle and secondary level, and the classes between 6 to 8 to meet their day-to-day requirements. So these are the two components the government is giving a stipend to these tribal girls. So friends, these were the schemes which I have covered. I will come up with more videos and we will cover this Ministry of Tribal Affairs scheme in upcoming lecture. It means I will cover all the scheme in 2 lectures. So friends, you can purchase our course CB Grade A and video course at ₹2499, and you can also purchase our combo course, that is RBI Grade B CB Grade A combo course at ₹3499. You can register at website, that is www.crackgradeb, and subscribe the course. And the course which we are offering for this RBI Grade B 2022, we are covering all these points in our course. So friends, till then, thank you and happy learning. पढ़ते रहिए, मेहनत करते रहिए.